slaves and abolitionists as they blazed a trail towards freedom through the darkest of nights. Yes, we can. It was sung by immigrants as they struck out from distant shores and pioneers who pushed westward against an unforgiving wilderness. Yes, we can.
Well, I would like to talk about the state of the world today and the problems I'm seeing as far as tension, racial issues, healthcare struggles, poverty struggles, which seem to be an ongoing theme throughout time. And I feel like these are revolutionary times again, and some really important issues are coming up and need to be addressed.
How are you today?
Hi, who are you with?
We are with Tomorrowpictures.com. We are an entertainment streaming, news, and information source.
Sure.
So basically we're covering the event for today. And how do you know, or why did Bush attack America?
Well, first of all, everything about the war was a lie. It wasn't 9/11. You know, if you look at the facts, and they always try to say we're crazy and conspiratorialists, they're the ones who conspired. They're the one who conspired with all their intelligence and their lies to get us in this war. We're the fact finders.
Because I'm all about the Trump. Ha 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 ha.
You studied international relations?
Yes,
Are you,
I heard you asking some international relations related questions to the high schoolers.
Yeah, what are your concerns?
I don't have many concerns really. I don't think Obama should have put us into Syria. I did basically the same thing Bush did with Iraq.
And what do you think Trump's going to do about it?
I actually think that Trump is much more friendly towards Russia than our current administration is, and Russia is an ally of Syria. I think that we should maybe be supporting our, not only just NATO, but other countries as well.
Like, I fly for a living in the military, and so we'll go from different, city to city, community to community, and you kind of see just ranging views on how people feel about their military. You get all different kind of mixed emotions, from people that are upset to people that love and try to do everything they can for you. I mean, I've had people go all the way from buying dinners, help me out get somewhere, to kind of just treating you differently in a way that's not very respectful. But I mean, you kind of take it all in stride. I mean, you have to understand that there's people with different opinions of what they think you do, and they don't really have the whole idea. And you just appreciate the times when people are generous and kind to you and show you a nice side to themselves, and then you just take it in stride when other people have that ugliness towards you, and you just kind of hope that they can again shatter that glass of their own levels of understanding and try to get a different perspective.
If Barack Obama was standing right beside you, what kind of advice would you give him to get elected?
Oh, wow. I mean, he does a good job. I mean, I would just say mainly just focus on what everybody needs right now. Education, healthcare, jobs. I mean, trying to make it better for everybody right now in the times we live in, and I think it'll be a plus for him.
All right, so how are you liking gay pride?
It is fantastic.
And are you married yet? America wants to know.
I am not married, but this is my man right here.
Come over here. Come over here. Get over here, man.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. Don't be
Come on.
shy.
Come on,
Get
baby.
over here. Get in the group.
This is my man, Davey.
All right, what's your name?
I'm Davey, like Crockett.
And what do you do, David Crockett?
What do? I work at Barney's Beanery.
Well, that rocks.
Yeah, right?
You're like the best man to know in town.
Right? Yep, come in for some drinks.
Come in,
So
gang.
America, if you want to come to Barney's Beanery, just ask for Davy Crockett and you'll get hooked up.
Hook you up, hook you up.
All right.
I think if he had been addressed and there had been behind the scenes clarity on what form this was going to take, he wouldn't have came out totally denouncing the cash form. That's all he thought was involved. Insult for me to be paid for this situation. That's why I'm addressing this particular, because I thought, well, did they consult with
let me
him
explain what it
before
was.
Jesse gets up there as a representative and says, wait a minute, we want reparations. Then this guy said, wait a minute, I'm not going to take any cash. It's an insult to me, my ancestors.
Well, we
how
want
do you,
it all. It's all good.
Then you have to get with the Africans. You have to get with the Africans. Remember what?
In times like these,
I think it's always important to vote
Yes.
because we don't have a democracy.
we do not.
We do not have a democracy.
No. And
one
that's
of
a
the reasons
shame.
We don't have is because only about 50% of the voting population ever bothers. So the candidates have been able to get away, and the parties have been able to get away with being pretty much the same. I am voting for John Kerry. He is not my first choice. He wouldn't be my 10th choice if I had a choice.
So John Kerry is a lesser of two evils. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and I'm hoping at least he can be pushed along. We have to realize Howard Dean, Kucinich, Barbara Lee, Maxine Waters, Diane Watson, these are all Democrats that are putting themselves on the line. They are the liberals. We have got to support them and get some kind of liberal party going.
Yeah, but they're women and minorities. That's a problem.
Oh, I don't think it's a problem.
I don't think it's a problem.
Well, no, I don't think it's a problem.
Now, why is
it doesn't have to be a problem.
Okay.
We're going to move it forward, so it's not a problem. We have to support them. I am disgusted with the Democratic Party, and I am a Democrat, and I am asking people to register Democrat. I'll register anybody for any party except Republican. You can take yours and register yourself.
And do you see any of the Republican candidates have a chance of taking office?
No, I think the whole entire Republican field is kind of a joke. There's really a one-man show. Other than Mitt Romney, there's no viable candidate amongst them. And even Mitt Romney, when you mention, when you have the 1% versus the 99%, do you really want your party led by the 1%, the guy worth $500 million? I don't think he's going to be very objective or have any idea what middle America is about.
So do you let things that you've encountered in your life affect you as you continue to move forward?
I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure of it. And sometimes I can't even pinpoint what it is, but like I'll be in certain situations and like feel uncomfortable. And maybe I can't even recall why certain situations make me feel uncomfortable, certain smells, certain people. Sometimes I can recall. Sometimes I'm like, I had a bad experience with that person, or had a bad experience in this place. I had something that hurt me physically, emotionally, challenged me. I definitely am influenced by that. I do try, like my main thing in my life right now is kind of rooting out that stuff because I don't want to, there's a difference between, oh, don't touch a hot stove because it's a hot stove, and then like being afraid of certain things that aren't actually a threat because of past experience. So I've been trying to figure that out by like really just looking at my past and looking at my present as it has to do with my past. So why do I feel that? What is that about,
Let me state some facts. First and foremost, the planes that were hijacked in New York City, they had over an hour to intercept those with the Air Force jets. No jets were intercepted those planes that hit New York City. You know what? The plane, if it was a plane that hit the Pentagon, they knew that plane was hijacked for an hour and 23 minutes. And yet the planes, the U.S. jets, are stationed at NORAD Air Force Base, Andrews Air Force Base, and that's only 10 miles from Washington. And an hour and 23 minutes, no planes went up. No jets went up. Why is that?
They openly say on a weekly basis, go online, do your research. If you guys empower yourselves, you've already fucking won. They are saying we are sending sleeper cells over here to kill all of us because we are not part of their establishment. They are sending them over here, and Trump didn't say fuck Muslims. He never said that. What he said is until we vet them. But he's, I'm sorry. He's left.
He's for a second. Just one quick thing. They're saying that to terrorize us. They're saying that so that we prevent Muslims from coming here, so that we show the Muslim population of the world that we don't want them here, so that they can use that against us.
Divisive.
They're using that as
I was going to bring this up.
fear.
I'm not saying that you fall in any of this. I'm not saying that you do any of this. But Trump's, I've said it multiple times, Trump's very, very intelligent method is being incredibly vague. So what he does is he implies a lot of very heavy things that he knows how people are taking it, and he knows what's going on, but since he didn't technically say it, it can't really be used against him. Hold on, no one's voting Hillary, right?
Well, the premise for getting peace in exchange for Palestinian territory, adequate for a viable and contiguous Palestinian state, has been acceptable for several decades, more than 30 years, to a big majority of Israeli people. I doubt there's been a single major public opinion poll in the last 30 years that I haven't studied. And every one of them shows that more than 60% of the Israeli people are eager to swap the Palestinian territory for peace.
Well, I think he's done as much as he can as far as furthering his agenda. I feel that he's trying to represent all Americans and not just one particular financial class in the United States. However, he hasn't had a whole lot of help from the Congress and the Senate sometimes, and that's partly our fault because we dropped the ball in 2010 and didn't keep the Democrats in office.
It was needed. It's a long time now, and 100 years back they came and so forth, but it's time for change. And I hope it's a good change and hope for peace. Thank you.
It was sung by immigrants as they struck out from distant shores and pioneers who pushed westward against an unforgiving wilderness. Yes, we can. It was the call of workers who organized, women who reached for the ballot, a president who chose the moon as our new frontier, and a king who took us to the mountaintop and pointed the way to the promised land. Yes, we can to justice and equality.
I never dreamed that would ever happen. In fact, if somebody had told me it was going to happen, I wouldn't have believed it.